Hi everybody. I'm excited to introduce our last unit for our class and welcome to this short video introducing the novella The Death of Ivan Ilyich. Just a little bio on the Russian writer Leo Tolstoy. Count Lev Nikolevsky Tolstoy. He lived from 1828 to 1910, usually referred to in English as um, just Leo Tolstoy, was a Russian writer who is regarded as one of the greatest authors of all time. And he was born to aristocratic Russian family in 1828, and he's perhaps best known for the novels War and Peace and Anna Karenina, often cited as pinnacles of realist fiction. Um, One thing that we're going to be sort of thinking about alongside just the novella itself is modernism in this last unit. And modern work is, in a profound sense, sort of dealing with ordinary issues. It's not a matter of heroic proportions, but really a matter of very human issues. In the case of this novella, the case of death, um, modernists were interested in exploring questions about the human conditions, such as what is the nature of the soul? Why are we so miserable and yet so joyous? We know, for example, that we admire virtues and despise vices, but we don't know where we're going. And we live in a world where perhaps reflection is difficult to engage in. And the Russian novelists were profoundly concerned with um, the human condition. They thought about um, how modern treatment of happiness actually made people very unhappy, and that modernism equated happiness with accumulation of things. And in the novella published in 1870 called The Death of Ivan Ilyich, well, by this point, Tolstoy was already pretty well known for being a writer of huge novels. Um, and in this long short story or novella, he explores the ordinary life of one man, and through him, death. And as we've been reading short stories so far, we are going to examine this genre called the novella or the long short story. And unlike the short story, we cannot read the entire thing in one sitting. However, I think you'll note a, a correlation between the novella and the short story in that it's very intense, and this is brief, and so we're gonna just take the last few weeks of the semester to go through the chapters in this novella, and the chapters themselves are very short. As you read chapter 1, you'll notice that the first chapter begins with an announcement about a man named Ivan Ilyich, and is told, the rest of the novella is told in a flashback of sorts. And so in the first chapter, we get sort of the reception of um, the protagonist's death. Amongst his friends, we see his wife, we see his family. And so chronologically is told out of order, because you'll notice that in chapter 2, we pick up with actually sort of the earlier life of Ivan Ilyich and what he was like. And as the rest of the chapters progress, we see him, getting ill, getting married, and so I think the first chapter is really important, in that we question what should we make of this first chapter. We see Ivan's death impact his so-called friends, and I think it's a really interesting move that Tolstoy makes in order to kind of get us going with the story. And so I'll be asking you to post some thoughts about your readings for each week, but I hope that you can really get into this novella that we'll be going through as a class for the next few weeks. And I'll have more notes and as well as discussion items for us as a class to explore together, but wanted to give you a short introductory video to the death of Ivan Illich as well. Happy reading, and I'll talk to you guys soon.